Good Thursday, and today we're going to make a stylized pirate. Now there are some packets that I use in this, but most of them are pretty inexpensive. I'm going to go in, I'm going to use Jack Sparrow for my base face, going into headshot. Alright, take a minute to load up. Alright, now there he is. He's going to look a little strange for a while as we work through this. Yeah, see that red piece across his head? We're just going to leave that there because when we get done, you're not going to see it. That gives us a base. You can go into your facial morphs and tweak it if you want to be closer to his face. I'm just going to start working with him. I'm going to make him a little more stylized. Increase his eyes, lower them, bring them down. And you just keep baking them and moving them until you get them where you want them. I'm going to bring them in, put them close together. Kind of gives it a cartoony look when you do that. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate it. And make sure that you leave comments, questions. Love to hear from you. More people that comment. We're going to increase that nose tip. I'm going to make it bigger and bring it down some. But and the mouth too. We'll morph it just a little bit, make it a little wider, a little thinner. And bring that chin down. And again, always a personal preference on however you want to do it. Whatever you want your character to look like. You don't have to go exactly with mine, but hopefully this gives you some bases to go by. I'm going to shrink that neck in. You know, sometimes I have a problem just using the morph tool to get that neck where I want it. So sometimes I have to go into those more sliders to get it where I want it. Okay, we're going to go to Toon Figures. It's a package I have. I'm going to bring it down and use this cartoon body. Again, if you have different morphs, you can make this a short, fat pirate. You can make it a medium pirate. However you want to do it. You can morph those arms up and make him muscular or however you'd like to have him. I like having these packets. Really gives you an opportunity to use some morphs and just really quickly get your shape of what you want. And then you can go back in and tweak it. I'm not going to like that neck being that thick, so we're going to bring it down. Make it thin like a cartoon character. There we go. Of course, the thick one could be a cartoon character too, but I just like the way it looks that way. Alright, I think I like that shape, so let's go into we'll go into one of my packets here. Let's go into the eyes, give him some brown eyes. I like using these cartoon eyes because they really show up good on these characters. You can use human eyes. I just don't think they show up quite as well. And I also use the teeth. I like the one with the little gap. We're going to give him a big gap here in a little bit, but we're going to start off with that one. And then I'm going to go in and save him just in case. Occasionally, my computer or iClone, one of the two, have a tendency to freeze up and shut down. And usually it saves it, but I've had an opportunity or two where it didn't. So I always want to go in and save and make sure we don't lose our work that we've already done. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to go in and I'm going to highlight all his body parts and his fingernails. And then we're going to go into adjust color. I'm going to bring the brightness up a little bit on him. Just a little. And then I'm going to bring the softness all the way over. Now, a lot of times this is where it will tend to lock up, shut down. So sometimes I'll do the head first by itself, and then I'll go in and I'll do the arms, and then I'll do the body. A lot of times I don't do the legs because they're usually covered with clothing. And it just depends on how much of a smooth look you want. You notice when you smooth it out, it does get rid of his eyebrows, gets rid of the mustache. So we're going to go in and we're going to give him some new ones. And we'll go into the beard and brow. Go into his face. Get out that. And then I kind of want to give him a look something like Johnny Depp, where it's kind of got that little bit of a beard with the little goatee in the middle and the nice thick mustache. But I'm going to make that black. So we're going to go into his beard. We're going to go down here to diffuse color. We're going to pull that down. We're going to do the rest of it. We'll just highlight this one at a time and bring those down and make them black. And again, you could do it any color you want. You can have redhead, blonde, brown, or black, or purple, green, blue, whatever you'd like. For this purpose, we're going to go with black. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a sore throat. Hope I'm coming across okay. Now we're going to find an eyebrow. And we'll go ahead and use the black one to begin with. Alright, looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and darken it up. Alright, so far so good. We're getting a good look on him. He's really coming together. Now we'll go into the eyelids. Maybe give him a little bit of a hood on his eye. Sometimes I like to make that a little higher, but maybe I'll leave it the way it is. Again, so many morphs. You could work with this stuff all day and really get crazy on it. I think sometimes that Reallusion gives us too much stuff to work with. It sure is a good program. Really allows us to bring things out. I'm going to use one of these side Viking pieces. Don't have any dreadlocks, or I would use those, but we'll make this work. Maybe something I purchased before long. We just need to find some long hair for him, because most pirates have long hair. Let's go with this one. Alright, he looks like a throwback from the 60s, but we'll get in here and we'll fix him up. Let's darken this hair up. Of course, on this one, yeah, that brought it down. Highlight both the scalp and the outer layer of hair. I'm not going to be too worried about the way it looks right now because we're going to have a scarf and a hat on him. Now, I did go in and buy a couple of packets that have some pirate clothes in it. This one packet, I believe it was on the marketplace, and I think it was about $4 or $5, so it wasn't too bad. But you do not get like these pants. You do not get those, even though they show up. They come up with a watermark on them, unless you go back in and you buy the base for them. Same thing with the vest. So you have to have the base, or you will have a watermark. I think it was an extra $7.50 for the base for that. And yeah, these boots. See, I didn't buy the base for the boots. We'll use some boots from another packet that I already have. And there's our scarf. I'm going to drop that in on his head. We're going to change that to red. Move it up a little bit. We'll go in here. I've got a red palette here. There we go. Let's go into his face so we can see how it's looking, and then we can move it around. And the nice thing about this is it is a prop, so you can morph it around and make it wider, bigger, smaller, whatever you need. Looks pretty good. Probably could go back a little bit, but not too bad. The hair is coming through a little bit, but again, we are going to put a hat on top of that, so it's not going to matter a whole lot. You can bring it a little further in and back a little bit. Sounds like somebody's car alarm is going off. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I sure can. Alright, we're going to rotate that a little bit. Bring it down just above the eyebrows, maybe tilt it a little bit. And we'll bring the hair down a little bit. Shrink it down to where it's a little further down on the sides. I think that looks pretty good. For what we need, I'll just go ahead and drop this hat in there on his head. There we go. We'll move it up and size it where we need it. Now you can change the color of this hat. I'm going to make him all in black. And you can also go in and change in the Modify tab. You could go up and change that skull. You could actually go to occupancy and take that down and make it disappear if you didn't want it. I think we'll leave it on him for this tutorial. And there's an earring. We'll put that earring on him and see if we can make it show up a little better. Make sure it's where it needs to be. It's hard to grab a hold of something that small once you've gotten off of it. So we'll go into Scene, find it in here. And we'll just highlight that earring once we find it. There it is. And I think what I'll do, make sure it's right on the ear. And I think we're going to change the color of it. Go ahead and bring that up completely white. And then I'm going to go into the reflection over here, and I'm going to just find my color blocks, and we'll go black. Black, when you turn that black, it gives it more of a gloss, more of a sheen, more reflection. So it shows up a little better. Alright, so he's looking pretty good. We just need to get him some more clothes on. So let's go down here and see if we can find him. Maybe a shirt or some pants. Sometimes you get a little too much in your library. And there's the... Can't use those boots. Those pants I do have the base for. Not big on the red stripes, so maybe we'll change those to black. And of course there's a patch. These are all the patch, sword, and the hats are all props. There we go, we'll turn those black. I've got another pair in there. We may change those out here in a minute. Not sure I like those. I do believe the other pair comes down a little further on his legs. I need to find him some boots. So here's just some basic boots. Pop those on there now. With his legs showing, what you can do is go into the colors on his legs, the skin color, and you can change that. But we need to find him a shirt too. Let's go ahead and change his legs. We'll go to legs, right click, adjust color. Bring that brightness all the way down. There we go. Doesn't look bad, but I still think we'll probably go find those other pants here in a minute. Alright, let's find him a shirt. There's those pants. Let's do those, let's take those other ones off. Delete. Drop these in there. You could leave him in a pair of black stockings if you wanted. Yeah, I like those better. Now we'll use this tunic from a basic pack. Okay. That works. Let's make that white. We're going to go into adjust color, and we're going to pull the brightness all the way up on it. Now we've got to go into the vest, go into conform, and bring that vest up to where it's not, the shirt's not coming through it. That looks pretty good. Make sure everything's good at the back. Got a little bit coming through the back of the arms there, so we'll bring it up a little bit more. There we go. Alright, he's looking pretty good. Hope yours is coming along if you're working with me, and if not, I hope these tips are going to give you what you need to make your character. And Let's give him this vest with the red belt instead of the black one. I think that'll stand out more since he has the red scarf on his head. Now I have to conform that one too since it's too small. Bring it up. And it is the same vest, it just has a red belt with it. Unfortunately, those are not separate, so you can't just go in and change that color on the belt, I do not believe. Yeah, I like that look a lot better. Kind of breaks it up a little bit. And of course, you could do, if you wanted to do a tank top under there and do tattoos on his arm, if you have tattoos in your arsenal of props, you could do that. Okay, we're going to go back into the beard and brow. And I want to go in and find one of these little beard tokens for his jaw, because pirates like those, so we're going to put one right there. Got to be careful of those that they're not down too far, because if you try to overextend their jaw when they open their mouth, it will go into their chest. We're going to darken that up, make it black, like his hair. There we go. I always like to rotate it and maybe bring it back a little bit. And sometimes bring it up a little bit so it doesn't go into his jaw. You can test that later if you want, but and if it is, then you just move it around wherever you need to. Alright, and then check the eyes. We need to go to correct eye blink in the modified tab at the top. There we go. Got them good. Open the mouth. Check out the teeth. We'll be working with those here in just a minute. Okay. We'll go in here and check our facial expressions. Make sure nothing's coming through the skin. Nothing's deformed. Things are looking pretty good. I'm liking it. Alright, we're going to go down here and find our teeth packet. There we are. Now we definitely want to open his mouth so we can see what we're doing. Okay, and then you can just go crazy, whatever you want to do. You can take teeth out. I think I'll take the two middle teeth out. Just leave them like that. Bring those in a little bit there. And just however you want to do the teeth, you can give them fangs. Just depending on what packet you have and how many morphs you have to work with his teeth. But I like just the teeth being gone like that. Works for me. Has a good look when he smiles. Allows him to whistle. Alright. We'll go in here and maybe adjust the color on a couple of things a little bit. Oh, I know what I want to do. Go to his eyes. This is something I do on all my characters. I go to the eyes and I highlight all the eye assets. Go to this and I change it completely black, and that gives it a gloss all over the eye. Makes it really shiny, catches that glare off the lights. Now, some people might not like that. They may think it's too much, but on these kind of characters, I kind of think that it helps people notice their eyes. That's why I always make their eyes bigger, so they'll look a little more stylized. We'll go in here and we'll find him. Oh, there's his sword. We need to put that in his hand, and then we need to probably go up and close that hand up on it. There we go. Well, check out these. Let's go ahead and go to our, I've got this packet that has these great different motion stands in it. Right here, you can use the ones that come with your iClone or your CC3. I like to use these, they're a little more pushed. And that gives you a look too. You can tell if any of your clothes are messed up. And you can go into your pose check poses and do the same thing. Alright, I'm pretty happy with what we've got there. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. And of course, I always enjoy doing them, and I hope that I'm helping you learn a few things. I know that some of it may seem a little bit basic, but we do have a little bit red coming through his hat there, but for now I'll just tip him back a little bit so it doesn't show. But we can move that hat up a little bit, get rid of that, or make it a little bigger, make his scarf a little smaller if we wanted. But again, I thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this, and please let me know if you've enjoyed it. If you have any tips yourself that you'd like to send my way, I'd appreciate it. And I hope to see you next week, and we'll do it all again. Thanks, and have a great weekend.